Hey, this is Joe Drums coming to you. Today we're going to talk about stick flips and tricks. I thought I'd do a little bit of that. I've had a lot of requests and a lot of comments about that, so I was going to talk about that today. We'll break each thing up individually, and hopefully we'll put it all together by the end of the video. So here we go. Okay, today I have with me these Ralph Hardiman Coremaster Vic Firth drumsticks. These are kind of the big guns. I like to use these for practicing stick flips and twirls and stuff like that. For the fact that, first of all, Vic Firth are very even sticks. I use them quite a bit in my regular playing. I like these because they're well balanced, and if you don't have any of these, I recommend you go out and get some of these. They're probably anywhere from $12 to $18, depending on what store you buy them at. Some may be more or less. But there is an American flag on each one of the Vic Firth sticks. And the reason for that, I like to use that and tell students about that, is that's kind of where the balance point is on the stick. The actual balance point in the middle of the stick, if you see right here, I'll actually demonstrate it. It's pretty close to the center. It's not on the flag. It's actually about a couple inches in front of the flag. But if I was actually to hold the stick right there, the stick just doesn't want to do anything. If I hold it too far back, where like the butt end of the stick is in the hand, the stick kind of wants to just die into the head. Does a couple bounces, but then that's all it does. But if you hold it right where that American flag is on the Vic Firth stick with your thumb and first finger, that stick wants to bounce and comes alive, so to speak. And as you can see, I'm not actually lifting the stick up at all. It's just strictly coming up from the bounce, again, because it's well balanced in my hand. So first of all, when you do this, make sure your thumb and your first finger is on there. Give a little bit of space between your thumb and your first finger, and just kind of let it bounce. Same thing goes for the right. And I'm taking my other three fingers off just to kind of show you how much the stick can bounce. And when you do put your fingers around the stick, you don't want to grab it tightly. You want it kind of loose, okay, in your hand, so that it does bounce a little bit. And that's basically the grip, okay? Alright, the reason why I brought that up is because that's a lot of the technique of what's used when I'm doing this bouncing effect. Steve Smith used this on some of his clinics that I've seen. And so I'll kind of demystify this whole thing by talking about how to do the bounce first. So here's how it goes. Basically, you can do it match grip or traditional, but again, it's still where the balance point is, so your thumb will either go in match grip position on the flag like this. That's the way Steve Smith does it, or you can do it the match grip version and keep the thumb on the flag like so. So what he basically does is he lets the stick bounce, and as it bounces, you kind of let the other one bounce like it's like a basketball. And it looks something like this. And that's how it's done. Alright, and the next thing we're going to talk about is stick flips. Originally when I started learning these, nobody showed me this, I kind of just did it on my own. And I started twirling the stick and just catching where the shoulder is of the stick, and then back to the original grip position from the back end of the stick. So it's basically a half a turn of the stick. A full turn would be this, again, like that, and a half a turn is this. Okay? And you should be able to do that either way. Practice either way and get comfortable doing that. Once you get that down, then you can try this next thing, which I was doing in the beginning of the video, and it looks something like this. I basically was doing the traditional grip, and I was taking the right stick and putting it underneath the left. and I kind of throw my right stick up, twirling the stick in the air, and then catching it in the match or the traditional grip position. It looks something like this. Once again. Okay? And that's basically all that is. Kind of a neat little trick. Can be used in drum solos, stuff like that. If you're doing something and you want to just flip it for a second, it's a great little audience pleaser. And that's how that is. Now, if you guys are match grip, you can do the same thing. Again, right stick underneath the left, flipping the left in the air, but you got to come back around and catch it really quick. So, looks like this. Okay? Do that again, and there you go. All right. Hope that helps. Any questions, comments? Feel free to leave them on my comment page. Right? All right. And the last thing we're going to talk about today is stick twirls. Believe me, I'm no Thomas Lang on this, but I've done a few in my day, and I'm really comfortable doing it now when I play with my band. And there's two ways to doing it. One, I actually was watching this video with Tommy Aldridge, who played drums with Ozzy and some other bands. But basically what he did, he called this the Pee Wee Herman twirl. And basically it starts like this, where the two fingers are in the center of the stick. And when it twirls, it actually is the stick's going like this, either backwards or forwards. But it's actually rotating from side to side. It looks like, if I turn my wrist sideways, it looks like it's going straight up and down. Okay, so this is one of the twirls that everybody likes to do. I've got students, young and old, that like to do this when I'm teaching, and you can practice it either way. It takes some time. Again, you got to control the stick with the muscles in the fingers, and that's really the whole key to this. Okay. Again, all the stick is doing from the front is going from side to side, whether it's going backwards or forwards. Okay. Whatever one's comfortable. If you like to go forward with it, that's fine. If you like to go backward, I originally started doing it backwards because I don't think I could do it forward, but now I can do it both ways, and it's just taking time and patience and just practice that over and over. Now the Pee Wee Herman twirl was this way. Now the other one's called the Arnold Schwarzenegger one, and the Arnold Schwarzenegger twirl is basically through the fingers, and so it starts for me. Now, I know Tommy Aldridge does it between all four. I like to use three because I use it sometimes in playing, so I don't have enough time to do the twirl through that. Most of the time when I am playing, I do the twirl through the fingers, so I do a lot of the Pee Wee Herman one. It doesn't mean you're better or worse whether you play one or the other. It's what can you utilize on the drum set and get away with and make it look still flashy. So here's the thing, when I'm playing, I'll do the Pee Wee Herman twirl, and then the other one is called through the fingers. This is the Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's basically, I start with the middle finger. The stick actually goes around the whole middle finger. And it starts with the ring finger kind of pushing the stick forward like this. And then the point finger comes around, and then it picks it back, the thumb kind of picks it back up again. So in that kind of position. It actually goes around the pointer finger as well. So I get it between those two. And that's the Arnold Schwarzenegger twirl. Okay. Now the stick will have a tendency to kind of creep up and kind of go backwards, or either forward this way or forward this way on the stick. So sometimes you got to kind of squeeze it and pull the stick back as you're twirling it. Again, I don't know exactly how this is done. Nobody ever showed me how to do this. It's just kind of stuff that I've learned over the years. And this is probably the easiest way to do it, is between these three fingers. The ring, the middle, and the pointer finger, and then the thumb kind of helps it going along. It helps the twirl so it gets the whole rotation going all the way around. Okay, and then with the left stick, you can do the same thing. Again, I would practice whatever hand you're comfortable with. If you're right-handed, practice with the right. If you're left-handed, practice with the left. But the other thing that I like to do with the Arnold Schwarzenegger one, this is again from Tommy Aldridge. He likes to do like a figure 8. And he'll take the stick and do a figure 8 like this through it, and still end up in the traditional position. So that's one of the things that he likes to do. Again, I'm still learning this. I'm still practicing it every day. It's nothing that I'm like a professional at. And I just, practiced it and I got it down. And anybody can do this. It doesn't take, a rocket scientist to figure this out. You just kind of go back and forth and learn how to play twirls. And as you do that, you'll get comfortable and you'll be able to incorporate it in your playing. Maybe start off with a basic beat and then do some flips and whatever you want to do. while you're playing. So hopefully that sheds a little light on some of the stuff, the stick twirls, the flips and stuff. And again, if any questions you have, feel free to comment me, email me. Hope this helps. Hope this helps out, and you guys have a great time. We'll see you next time. Peace.